All right, everyone. So Raw had some technical issues last night. It kept like the sound got a little bit screwed up. It'd be like it'd go black for a second. And the worst part was it actually was happening a lot during the main event and right at the end when Sammy got attacked by Kevin Owens. So that kind of stunk. But this is the first real technical glitch I've actually had. I don't know if people, I guess it would depend on a lot of things for people, but I don't know if there's been other technical issues. I've had none. I watch it on an iPad, so I don't know if that, maybe there's more issues with watching on a TV or something like that. The iPad has had very few. This is the first one we've seen, and it really did stink because I didn't even realize Kevin Owens really attacked him, Sami Zayn, until like I was like a second late to it. I thought Sami Zayn had run into CM Punk, and I was like, "Is this a Sami Zayn heel turn?" And then I saw Kevin Owens just drop him, and I was like, "Holy crap!" It was Kevin Owens, and I was really excited because I was like, you know what, this is a cool little storyline they're building. This is a cool little storyline they're building. So yeah, I wanted to look, WWE. There's going to be rough things with Netflix and all of that. There's going to be some technical issues. Hopefully, it's something they could fix. But please, guys, next time, just make sure it's not during the main event. If you're going to have the technical issues, get them out of the way early because I almost didn't fully comprehend what was happening in the main event because the audio was off and because the video was like, going black. I couldn't see. All I saw was Sami Zayn kind of hitting CM Punk like he was on, on top, or CM Punk was getting out of the ring and he had bumped into him. So thank you all for watching and we'll see you next time. All right, everyone. So they ended Raw last night with Kevin Owens attacking Sami Zayn. Now, after Raw went off the air, CM Punk went back in the ring to kind of help out Sami Zayn, and he was stretchered out of the ring. This is from Wrestle Talk. WWE would go off the air with the sight of Zayn prone on the ring and Owens taking in his handiwork. Footage has now emerged of what took place after WWE Raw went off air, captured at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio, and shared to Twitter. The footage, which can be seen below this news story, shows CM Punk checking on Zayn in the ring and with two members of WWE staff. Punk eventually calls for others to join them in the ring, while a separate camera follows Owens out of the ring area and through the crowd. Shortly thereafter, more WWE staff get into the ring, including backstage agents, as fans look on with concern. Eventually, a decision is made to get a trolley for Zayn, a back support board being put into the ring. So they're setting up huge storyline here with Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, obviously Cody Rhodes may be back involved with this, but this was the best part of Raw because it was shocking. It was a shocking moment. We saw Sami Zayn lose to CM Punk, and you thought, it's a tough loss, but it wasn't shocking. We knew CM Punk was most likely going to be in the Elimination Chamber, and then boom, Sami Zayn attacked by Kevin Owens. Part of me wonders if it would have been better if they had done it during the match, so Sami Zayn doesn't take the loss to CM Punk. But I think the way they basically portrayed it, it's like, okay, Sami Zayn lost, but Punk understood, okay, there's a lot of respect between us now because you put up such a fight, all of that kind of stuff. So, it wasn't the worst situation in the world, but I just thought it pretty crazy stuff. And if there's one storyline WWE has been able to tell perfectly, it's everything to do with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, what they've done with him over the past few months has been nothing short of phenomenal. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. All right, everyone. So we have an update from PW Insider on what the current plan is for WrestleMania. And my guess is nobody's going to be too shocked. Nobody's going to be too shocked about what this is. So CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins is the current WrestleMania plan. I like it a lot. Okay. I do think this is going to be a big match. I think they've done a good job building Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, and then obviously Seth Rollins hitting CM Punk. They've done a good job of making sure everybody has animosity. Now, we don't really know about the Roman Reigns CM Punk animosity. You just kind of know about the favor, and I wonder if that's going to play a part in this. But to me, if you're having this match, there's two things. Number one, it just stinks that it doesn't look like Rock's going to be there. I don't know if he's going to be there or not wrestling, but the fact that we have this triple threat set up means there's almost no room for The Rock to get involved with any big match here. If Cody is going to be Cena, which we think that's the case, don't know, but we think it's going to be the case, then who is The Rock going to face at WrestleMania. He's not going to face really, there's no real feud with anyone else. I mean, I guess, it could be like a Drew McIntyre or something, but I doubt that would be the case. So I like it. It is, I mean, it's hard to say CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns is not going to be a good match, but it just doesn't have the feel that it could have had if you had, think about Rock Roman, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Cody Cena. Like that would have been a stacked lineup. And maybe that's why they have this currently planned. Like maybe they're setting this up so if Rock doesn't show up, then they have this match. If he does show up, then they could move Roman to the other match and they could keep the feud because there is this big hatred. Maybe they're just keeping their options open, which would make a lot of sense. Why, if you don't know what Rock is going to do, then you got to make sure you get Roman Reigns and everybody on TV. I just think having a triple threat takes away a little bit from like these two Goliaths going at it. It's like, okay, you have a three-way dance here, and we don't know what this you know uh favor is. There's a lot of maybe that if that plays into it, the triple threat match may make more sense. But man, Rock, please show up for WrestleMania. Please fight Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. We actually want to see it this year. We didn't want to see it last year. We want to see it this year. Please make it happen. But put in the comment section below if you agree or disagree with that. Thank you all for watching. All right, everyone. So ISO Speed, he took a beating at the Royal Rumble. Here's the backstage reaction to it. So this is from Wrestle Talk. According to PW Insider, when they asked about ISO Speed and his participation at this weekend's WWE Royal Rumble, they heard glowing reviews. Being told that the company absolutely adored him and would love to have him involved on the line. He may even be a possibility for WrestleMania. Noting that the goal of his attendance was to help get outside attention on the company, the streaming sensation reportedly delivered in an absolutely insane way. WWE has already begun to sell event-specific iShow Speed merchandise featured on their website at time of writing. All right, so one thing I definitely love about WWE is their ability to see what's going on in the world in the times and say, I'm going to adjust to meet them. So a lot of companies, it's like steering, this massive ship to turn it, to get it to embrace new things. WWE, they embrace it as soon as it is something that's worth embracing. I mean, they're fantastic with it. And that's the same with streaming. When you have these massive streaming audiences, whether it's Kai Cadet, iShow Speed, any of them. When you have these massive streamers, it's an untapped market for a lot of these companies. It's untapped market. WWE just says, you know what, we're going to tap into it, and just by having them on the show, by putting them in that big of a way, it brings in so much, so much, so much audience, and it helps out a ton. And not only that, but when you're talking about there's two types of celebrity crossovers, right? There's a celebrity crossover and this is usually like the A-listers, where you have some A-list celebrity like they used to do with the general managers, and these people clearly know nothing about WWE, and they're just kind of a waste to have on the screen. And those are, to me, are terrible. We don't just want big names for the sake of having big names when they're not embraced by WWE or when they don't embrace WWE. The flip side of this is you have somebody like iShow Speed who has this massive audience, and he is willing to get into the ring, take a spear from Braun Breaker, and then get thrown onto the announce table and roll off the announce table. It doesn't matter to me if he's watched any WWE in the past. That's called embracing the company, right? That's saying, and I don't know if he has or not. I'm just saying that's embracing the company. That's loving the company and, you know, giving it everything you got to help build it. And that to me are the partnerships WWE should continue to do and not fall into the trap, which, they have in the past in some way of, well, this person's a big name, so let's just get them involved. It's like, if they matter, right? If they are big enough where they matter, but they also love WWE and are willing to actually embrace it. It doesn't mean everybody who wants to be on has to take a spear, but don't build it all around kind of making it a bigger production for just the sake of doing it. In this case, though, I think it was phenomenal. So many people tuned in and watched probably just for that aspect of it, and then seeing him get speared in the ring like that, I thought it was absolutely hilarious and great. And I hope he is at WrestleMania. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. All right, everyone. So we have an update on where Cena is right now in his future schedule. So this is from Wrestle Talk. Now we have an update on Cena's comments, courtesy of PW Insider Elite, who have confirmed that Cena is already in Budapest to film the Apple Originals film Matchbox. As a result, Cena is not slated to return to WWE programming until March 1st for the Elimination Chamber at this time. Now, this isn't shocking. This is exactly what WWE is planning to do, and the beauty of this is we know Cena only has X amount of days. I forgot what it was, but X amount of appearances that he's going to actually be on WWE. We know that. He's not going to be on WWE every week. We knew that coming into the retirement tour. So the fact that they've been able since January to have only two appearances, and then we're going to get a third now at Elimination Chamber, that's perfect. That means we have a lot of really good stuff coming up, and they've done a fantastic job, which I think Cena gets credit for this, of his appearances have been meaningful. The Netflix premiere, I thought his promo might have been the best thing that happened on that whole event. And it wasn't even a match, it was a promo. I'm 110% serious with that. His promo had me hyped for the Royal Rumble. 110%. The way they ended the Royal Rumble, and then if you watch the press conference after where John Cena was, that has me hype for Elimination Chamber. So the two appearances he's had, in both cases, were hype about the next thing he's going to do, which is months away, or I guess a month away. There's nothing wrong with that. That's exactly how this farewell tour should go. Now, further down towards the end of the farewell tour, you can have him on Raw. You can have him, on more and using up those dates before he's officially done. But you don't have to waste him. They're not wasting him. They're not having him appear on Raw for a match against somebody they're not having him show up for a elimination chamber qualifier match and that's it and he's gone. Everything they're doing is big. Everything they're doing is great. And then when he wins the elimination chamber, I don't know if he'll be showing up on the Raw after that, but my guess is he'll probably say, maybe he shows up on the Raw after that and then he says, I'll see you at Royal Rumble or at WrestleMania. Then we see him at WrestleMania. And then after WrestleMania, maybe he's champ, right? If he ends up winning the championship. And then you can start using those dates a little bit until the next time there's a pay-per-view. And you could just keep pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back, and telling the perfect storyline. The farewell tour is a massive opportunity, and so far WWE gets an A+. They're telling the story perfectly. He was on the Netflix premiere, gave a promo that had me excited for a month. He was on Royal Rumble, gave a press conference speech afterwards saying he's in the Elimination Chamber that's going to have me pumped for it until Elimination Chamber. If he ends up winning the Elimination Chamber, I'm going to be pumped because he's going to be at WrestleMania competing for a championship. And then from there on, you continue to build great storylines. But, what if WWE decided we're going to use a bunch of those right off the bat? And we already knew, okay, he's only got a few left now because he was on every Raw. This filming is actually perfect because it's forcing WWE not to oversaturate it with John Cena right off the bat. Let a lot of John Cena stuff happen at the end. And then, his last appearance is going to be, I think, something really, really special. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. All right, everyone. So The Rock is reportedly mad over the WrestleMania status leak. So this is from Wrestling Observer Radio. It would have been November, December when all of a sudden everyone started reporting it rocks WrestleMania 41 status. I kind of heard, oh my God, Dwayne's mad that everyone's reporting it and he doesn't want this out. One person said, I bet he does this show now just because he's so mad that everyone's reporting it. So nobody knows what's going on with The Rock and his status for WrestleMania. There's been reports, there's all this stuff. I thought for sure he was going to be there until I saw the Netflix premiere and I was like, where is the storyline? Every piece of storyline that was being built from last year's WrestleMania has kind of been thrown away. There's nothing with Roman Reigns. There's nothing with Cody Rhodes. There was stuff with Cody Rhodes. There's now nothing with Cody Rhodes. So I don't know. He could be there, but at this point, sadly, they're going to have a lot of work to do to build that storyline. They're not going to have 6 months to build it. I thought for sure the Netflix premiere he was going to be on there. That was going to just be a hint. It was just going to be the beginning of whether it's against Roman or Cody, we would see the direction. At this point, that's not the case. And the fact that Cena's around makes you think, look, that's a better matchup right now than with The Rock. I'm sorry. Cena versus Cody is going to be better than Cody Rock with the way they've told the story. I love The Rock. He's exciting when he's out there, but right now I'd rather see Cena break that record and beat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania than see Cody Rhodes and The Rock, duke it out, because we were building a narrative heading towards there. Then nothing came of it. I thought it would have been fine if they had Rock and Cody kind of mend the fence and he went after Roman. That would have made sense. I was hoping that was the case. Now, I definitely think that there might be an upside to it in the sense that Jacob Fatu is not in the shadow of anybody right now. He is doing his own thing. That is a big deal. I think that is certainly a big deal, right? So if The Rock kind of took over that second bloodline, if he was then the leader of that bloodline, Jacob Fatu would not be kind of the center of attention as he is right now. So that's maybe a good part about it. But other than that, I just don't know what they're doing with WWE and The Rock. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know why it's not more of a, you know, like, hey, these are the dates you can give me. We'll use you on those dates and we're going to build this storyline. But hey, he's a busy guy. So I'm sure there's reasoning. So thank you all for watching and we'll see you next time. All right, everyone. So CM Punk revealed who he would have winning the Royal Rumble. This is what he said. I think early in my career, I would say yes. I think now I'm actually more inclined to pitch me losing things because I think there is a broader story to tell. Oh, 100%. It's all about the chase. It's like the most recent example I can give you is Cody Rhodes losing to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. That was Cody's time. He loses in the main event, and it's just like, man. And he spends an entire year as like a redemption arc, and he chases the title, and he wins at WrestleMania 40. The Rumble didn't go the way I would have booked it, so to speak, since we're just peeling back the curtain so much here. I would have had me and Cena as the last two guys, and I would have had Cena throw my ass over the top rope, because I think at this stage, I think losing is so much more valuable than winning. I'm almost afraid of me winning everything that I've dreamed of because what do I do then? So, look, I wouldn't have had a problem if Cena won. I do think Jey Uso was the better winner now that I really think about it. And, the reason for that is because I think this now builds it mattering more for Cena at the Elimination Chamber. So the Royal Rumble, you were able to kind of give people that moment of Jey Uso winning. So the fans got nuts and boom. Now, if you had Cena win this, you would have had a Elimination Chamber where, okay, there's a bunch of wrestlers in there who, sure, we would like to see him go to WrestleMania and, be fighting for the championship. But it's like, okay, we know these guys will get another chance. It's not the end for any of them. For Cena, this Elimination Chamber coming up is the perfect, perfect time. Because we're like, if he loses this, he's never going to get a title shot at WrestleMania again, right? That's kind of the view. I also think they're doing a fantastic job of doing, okay, Cena's, appearances, and we know there's only X amount he could do. His appearances are all going to be pushed to the end, or they could be in the middle, I guess, but they're not in the beginning, right? He was at the Netflix premiere, he was at Royal Rumble. He's not going to be back until Elimination Chamber. So by having him lose, you don't have to make up another feud for him to get into for Elimination Chamber. You have one already caked in, right? It's already built in that John Cena will be fighting in the Elimination Chamber. No other feud needed. So I think at the end of the day, by not having him win the Royal Rumble, you've saved unnecessary things for him to have to show up and be on TV. And part of this is for the movie he's filming. But even if he wasn't filming the movie, I would rather have good feuds after WrestleMania that he can go on to finish out his farewell tour than you had him win the Rumble and now because of that, you have to get him on TV for the Elimination Chamber. So what you're going to do is, have him show up on a Raw, wasting one of his appearances on Raw, and then, just to start a feud that nobody really cares about at Elimination Chamber. Now we care about it. Now we're bought in. So I get it. But I do love CM Punk's overarching point, which is, sometimes it's better to lose. Sometimes you'd rather just be chasing your goal rather than actually succeeding. Because once you get there, you're like, well, what do I do now? I've won. But yeah, I'm fine with Jey Uso doing it. I'm fine with it being the one that won, especially if you were going to have him win the Elimination Chamber anyways. Like if he was the one who was going to win the Elimination Chamber, I think it was perfect the way it went down. I would rather see Cena win the Elimination Chamber and Jey Uso win the Royal Rumble than Jey Uso win the Elimination Chamber and Cena win the Royal Rumble. So thank